hit the bell so you can get notifications each and every time I upload a new video, and smash the like button. Smash the like button. Okay, so look, I literally was down to 5%. I got a trip to Lakeland, so I went all the way over to Lakeland, and then I was at like, I don't know how many miles I was at, but I noticed that I was going to need a charge soon. And right when I was about to, you know, turn my joint off, I got another fare, so I went ahead and just took it. And then I had to like zoom home after dropping that person off. So I've made it. I made it with like 5%. Okay, with like 5% charge. So that was a dire situation. Excuse me. That was a dire situation. But I did make it. I did indeed make it back to the charge that I like to use. But I will not say that it was not a stressful last minute thing. But I made it, okay? I made it. So that was literally just happened. That's like to the minute. What's going on? But so yeah, I made it. We're here. Whew. Thank goodness. And I forgot to take a picture and show you guys that I was at 5%. I was down to 5%. Okay. Hey, Claus. How you doing? What's going on? What you been doing? So, also, I'm gonna need y'all's opinions, okay? Because I have a tenant. All my tenants, I have a very strict policy with the giving notice. You're supposed to give written notice, etc., or you have to pay, like you literally will have to pay the months that you don't give notice if you're giving like last minute notice or whatever. So I have a lady who kind of like acted like she was about to, you know, do her lease and all that stuff like that, but then she's really trying to bail on her bill. And I explained this thing to her. I told her about the process and everything a couple times. It's in her lease. I could take her to court, and then she'll have to pay all of the court fees plus the 30 plus the time that she's missing on her notice, right? So I was thinking about it today, and I was like, okay, so I'm just gonna do like the normal professional stuff, reaching out to her, stuff like that. But also there's one more thing, and this one's kind of shady. It's really shady. It's very shady. But I was like, in my back pocket, I have this lady on camera cheating on her husband, okay? So now I'm like, if she tries to like not pay, like, ma'am, I got you on camera. Like, I got you on candid, honey. I know that's messed up. I know, but listen, hold on. Cause listen, she was getting all she's kind of like, okay, she started getting like microaggression, doing stuff like, you know, certain people do little things where they like slam doors just to kind of do whatever. But anyway, she acted like she was gonna say, oh, send me the invoice, whatever, I'm gonna pay after I talked to her. And we, you know, I explained everything, broke it all down, stuff like that. She's like, okay, send over the invoice. I did. She ended up clearing her stuff out, right? Now, it would be nothing. It really would be nothing if it was like, she let me know, like, I really just, you know, can't do this, blah, 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 blah. But it wasn't that. And I know that she can. And so it's the fact that you try to lie in my face. And it's also the fact that that policy is set there for a very good reason, because sometimes if people, like, especially if people leave last minute without telling me, I need time to advertise, to lease the space and all that stuff like that. So no, that's the policy, and the policy is that way for a reason. The policy is gonna stay that way. Okay, the policy is not gonna change. So anyway, I got her on camera on candid cheating. So now I'm thinking about threatening her. Okay. I'm thinking about threatening her with her candid, you know, situation. Because first off, okay, she's over here bringing a whole guy to the office, right? So I don't know. What do you guys think? I know it sounds really fucked up, but no, because like she started being like super microaggressive. Whatever she knew I was in the office, she gonna start slamming the door, stuff like that, like right before she was leaving and stuff. And then she was acting like she was gonna take care of it all. She acted like she was gonna pay the lease. I ended up leaving, and then when I come back, so I left, and I think she left, and then then I came back, and I was there, but I don't think she knew I was there. And then she realized that I was there. I think she realized that I was there. She saw my car, whatever. And then she started doing little shit like slamming the doors and stuff like that. She also tried to play the dumb card with me. So she comes in, and then I don't know if she maybe bumped up against a wall or something, whatever. There's a picture outside the office that she was in that fell. So the picture fell. So the day that I was talking to her, she was like, oh, I was gonna text you because the picture fell. Now, first off, the hook on the wall is like, it can carry like a 50-pound or like a 100-pound image. So I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, you can just pick it up and put it back on. So I picked it up and put it back on. The same thing happened again. She didn't put the thing back on the wall. So it's just little shit that she's doing that's making me feel like, what I really think she's just trying to do is, I think she told her husband some shit like, oh, she probably gave her husband some bullshit story. And so that he can come and, you know, help her to move out really quickly, right? But I got a lease. You signed the lease. It's an automatic renewal. So really, in reality, you owe the money. I didn't mind that you decided that you wanted to move out. That's not my issue. My issue is that we got a policy. The policy is you got to give us notice. And when you give us notice, that gives us time to advertise the space. But now, since you've tied my hands, okay, you've tied my hands behind my back, okay, behind my back, like, you know, you tied my hands, man. So now I'm like, okay, because if she's gonna act kind of like she don't want to do it, like and I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you guys something, and I'm not gonna. I try not to make this stuff about race, but it kind of be. Because my black tenants, I don't have problems with them like this. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't have no problems with my black tenants. But it is always the white tenants that always do some slick shit. Or trying to do some slick shit. And I'm just trying to say, my best friend was like, maybe it's not about white people. She's like, maybe it's not about white and black. She's like, maybe that's just how they do stuff. And I was like, damn, that's right. Like, I was like, okay, that might be it. Because it might just be that they just do shit like this. They always trying to find a way to get over. And so I'm like, okay, maybe that's what it is. You know, maybe they just, you know, try to find a way to get over in general. And it's not because I'm a black girl that she's trying to, like, get over on me. But let me tell you, I make an ironclad lease on purpose, okay? Because you're not about to do it. That's what I do know. You ain't about to play with me. And I feel like she's trying to play with me. So I'm thinking about doing this. I'm thinking about taking a little, making a GIF of her little situation going on there and sending her a text message that says, did you get the invoice? I'm thinking about that. What do y'all think? Did you get the invoice, and what do you want me to do with your leftover content? I don't know, but you're not about to play with me, okay? It was her trying to act dumb and this the little shit. Don't do it. Don't do it. She thinks she's about to get over, and she's not. She's not about to get over. And at first I was thinking, okay, that's messed up. You shouldn't do it. But now I'm like, you trying playing with me. You're trying to play with me. When you try to play with me, now I'm pissed. And I don't like it. Don't try to play with me. All right, what do you think, Claus? You think I'm doing the most? You think that's wrong? So you think don't do the gift? You think I should just do like a little screenshot like of the stuff? Because it's so funny too, because I promise you, I almost never save footage. I almost never, matter of fact, I never save I never save footage. Like literally never save footage. And for some reason, I was like weirded out one day because I saw her go into her office. I saw her come into the office, and then I saw her turn the light off. And I was like, what the fuck is she doing? So I was like, okay, that's weird. So then I go back and I watch And she got a nigga in there. No, when I say a nigga, okay, so first off, she's a Caucasian lady. Nothing wrong with Caucasian and black people being together, but her husband's white. Okay. All right. So I'm like, who is this black man this woman's with? Like, who is this black man she's with? And her husband was there the other day helping her move, and he's definitely a white man. Okay. So like, I'm like, okay. So anyway, I noticed that she was doing something, and for some fucking reason, I recorded it. I saved it. For some fucking reason, I saved it. This happened months ago, right? Months ago. I never even knew why I saved it. It was weird as fuck because I don't do that. Like, I normally just don't save shit. For some reason, I kept it. I saved it and I kept it. I couldn't figure it out until today. I was like, oh, that's why that information's there. Spirit wanted me to, I'm gonna call it spirit, whatever the fuck, but my intuition said save this motherfucking image. I don't know why. I didn't know why at the time. I know why now. Shit. Because she tried to play me. That's why. Oh, you trying to play me and I got you uncandid. Okay. That's very interesting how that's working out for you. So, what do y'all think? Y'all think I should threaten her with her candids? Or y'all think I should leave the lady alone and let her bail on her bill? Should I let her stiff me? What y'all think? I'm so serious. Oh, let me read your comments. So I've been away, rediscovering myself, working too. Oh, I love the rediscovering myself. I love that. I feel you. I've been doing the same thing, rediscovering myself. Okay. Oh, she definitely was cheating. So maybe just talk to her, let her know that you know what's up. Yeah. It's gonna be like dropping the ball. Claus, you think I should do it? Claus, I'm so surprised you think I should do it. I'm so surprised you think I should do it. And my thing is this. Normally, it's so crazy because like this is something that I would just never really consider doing. But when you try to play with me though, that's when we got a problem because you tried to play me. And she trying to play me. Like, that's literally what she's trying to do right now. And then the fact that she had these little microaggressions and shit like that, because she knew I was in my office, and she started, like, slamming the door and shit. The fuck is that all about? The fuck is this all about? What's all that going on right there? What's all that about? You know? So, I don't even like having to think like this. But when you're trying to play with me though, I don't like that either. And it's a recurring pattern that I've noticed with certain groups of people. It's like they have this idea that they should just be able to do whatever they want to do. And it's just like, what? So it really has me just kind of feeling some kind of way about how I approach this, you know? It's got me thinking about it. It's like, it really does have me thinking, like, maybe I should just send it to her. Right. Okay. Because listen, Claus, I'm sitting here like, because I had the conversation. This is the thing. I had the conversation with her twice. So, matter of fact, before her lease was up for renewal, I let her know. I was like, hey, your lease is coming up for renewal. I will need to know if you want to continue with your lease or if you will be moving out. So I let everybody know, like, when your time is coming up. I will let you know and give you the opportunity. But you do have to go and look at your lease because there's clauses in there that if you don't give your notice, you gotta pay for that time. You can still stay. You know what I mean? Like if you give your notice today for whatever time it is, it's usually I'm I'm making the standard 60 days now, but it was 30 days. And I think I gave her 30 days. So the standard would be if she said, okay, last month that she had said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and move out, or even the month before that, at the time, it doesn't matter. It could have lined up with the end of her lease and everything. But you have to say that, though. You have to do that. And then during that time, it allows me to advertise and show your space and stuff like that. Well, I ended up letting her know, okay, well, your lease is coming up for renewal, so I need to know what you want to do. She says, oh, okay, just send me an invoice for now, and I will let you know. I never heard from her again after that. So now all of a sudden at the last minute when I send you another invoice, now all of a sudden now you're just gonna like bail? No, I had a conversation with you and I prepared you by letting you know that your lease is coming up, and I had a conversation with you about this. And then I had another conversation with you yesterday while you were trying to sneak and move out. You know what I mean? I see what you're doing, ma'am. Okay, but the policy is the policy, and also your lease it's in your lease. So now I just feel like because you're trying to play games with me, I don't like that part. You know what I mean? If it's a thing where you're just like, I really don't have it, talk to me, and I will most likely, you know what I mean? Like, I really do work with people. Except when you try to play me. When you try to play me, I ain't working with shit. You know? And this is funny because it's like the last lady that tried to play me, she stole the fucking chairs. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. It's just like, wow. And it's crazy because it's like, I've only experienced this type of stuff with white women. I had one white lady that moved in, and she was perfect. She obviously, like, she had like a lot of like damage to her space as far as like little holes in the walls from the shelving units or whatever, but she gave her notice. She stayed in communication with me. She did perfect. However, every other Caucasian woman outside of that woman has been a disaster, has been very, very much a headache. And I'm not trying to say, and I know I'm okay. Let me rephrase and let me say this one more time. Me and my best friend were talking about it. She was like, well, maybe they're not doing this to you because you're a black girl. Maybe this is just how they operate. So I just want to say that it's not like, you know what I mean? Like, it could be a thing where I could be like, is they just treating me like because I'm black? Is that why they treat me like this? You know what I mean? But my best friend was like, well, nah. She's like, maybe that's just how they operate. And I'm like, okay, maybe that's just how they operate specifically, which I get it. But it's just like, and I will tell you, I've had like tons of tenants. My black tenants don't do this shit. Like, they literally don't. So like, it's really giving me a different viewpoint. It's really just giving me a different look at the stereotypes that we buy into. Because seriously, we buy into some of the stereotypes that we buy into. It's completely the opposite. Completely the opposite. And it's crazy because you know, media will have you thinking that it's the opposite, but no. And like I said, my best friend was just like, look, she's like, well, let's try to think of it differently. She's like, and I want to keep stressing this because this was a really good point that she made. And I was like, you know what? That might be really exactly what we're dealing with here. She's like, it might not be treating you like this because you black. They just operate like that. So it's like, okay, that changes things. You know, it takes the race card out of there, which is fine for me. But at the same time, it's like, it's annoying as hell too. So you've given her the opportunity, and clearly she doesn't want to take it, right? Whatever happens next is on her. Claus, you are fueling my shady behavior right now, but I love it because, like, here's why. The only reason why is because, why are you trying to play with me? You know what I mean? Like, don't try to play with me. Don't try to play me, okay? You trying to play me. That's the part that's got me. It's like you trying to play me, and then you know I got you on camera. I don't even know if she got you. The thing is, okay, so one time she walked in and her side dude pointed out the camera. She must have told him, oh, it ain't nothing. I don't know what she said because I couldn't get the clear audio on it that day or at that time. But then after that, a couple times she would come in, and I think she got like some device or whatever to fuck up the internet. I mean, to fuck up the feed, because I noticed that a couple times after that there was like a glitch in the system. But I already got the detail. Like I already got the evidence. So because that's crazy. Like after I got the evidence, he pointed out the camera, and then it started glitching every time she was showed up. So yeah, I got the data though. So I don't know. Do you guys, okay, I'm asking for opinions actually on this one, because you think it's messed up for me to like send her the screenshot and be like, listen, what would you like me to do with your content? I bet you I'm gonna send her that. She gonna pay that bill so fast. Cause she said it too. She was like, yeah, if you send it to me, I'll pay it right now. And so I sent her I sent the you know what? I did send the invoice again an hour later. I sent the original. No, she's trying to play, because I sent the invoice on the 8th. And then, so she acted like she didn't see it because it went to her email. So I was like, okay, let me send it to her email and her cell phone. So then I sent it to her email and her cell phone. That's when she started running in there and trying to move all her shit out ASAP, right? So I know she's playing. She's playing. And I've given too many niceties. You know, I let you know about your lease. I let you know about, you know, the requirements of your lease, so that you can fulfill it, okay? And you're still trying to play with me? Ma'am. Now, she did come through, remember the white lady I told you guys, Christina? She was referred by Christina. Christina referred her to me, and Christina was a good tenant. She did everything she was supposed to do. She got her deposit back, all that good stuff. So Christina brought her to me, and she was when I first met her, she was acting all skeptical and shit like that. This is what I think. I think she played a victim. I think she's a victim player. She plays the victim role for sure, because she damn sure don't look like no victim when her side niggas around. I'm telling you now. But the other day she's like, oh, I noticed the thing fell when I came here, and I was gonna text you. Text me for what? Pick the motherfucker up and put it back on the wall. See, this I don't like it. Now I'm starting to piss myself off just thinking about the bullshit. She trying to play, and I don't play those types of games. That's why I make my leases so fucking ironclad. My leases are so fucking ironclad. I make them that way so you can't play no games with me, because I'm too fucking nice. Too fucking nice sometimes. So now I'm gonna have to blackmail this lady so she can pay her goddamn lease, so she can pay her motherfucking 30 days, because she's trying to play with me. Hey, Mahogany. How you doing, babe? Hey, Jeff. How's it going? So for a lot of them, it's just how they are. That's what I'm saying, Claus. That's what Dre's like, okay, it's not don't make it a race thing. It's literally just, that's just the way they operate. And I can see that. I can see that, you know. Cause she's not the only one. I've had four total. Only one of them was just like, you know what I mean? Like she did everything, you know, read all the stuff, no problems. The other three though, something with each one of them. And all of them try to do some shit like, oh, well, I'm gonna do this and you just have to deal type shit. And I'm like, bitch, you don't know who you fucking with, first off. But you know what I mean? The first one, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go in and just, you know what I mean? I'm gonna let this one slide, right? I let her slide because there were some technicalities in there. But in reality, when it come down to it, she lied on her application. You know what I mean? Like there was stuff that I could have called out and pointed out with her. I could have kept her deposit, but I didn't. You know what I mean? I gave her deposit back to her. She came in, she caused problems, all sorts of shit. She was literally there for like 2 weeks. And she maybe a month at max, but she came in there starting shit, like straight starting shit. So I could have called her out on so many things, but I was like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. You'll rinse it out fast and, you know, just get rid of her, because she was a total problem. So then the next one was the lady who stole the chairs. Okay. And she thought that she was just about to not pay for the chairs. But the thing is, I think she also knew that her company would end up taking care of it, because that's what ended up happening. So her company ended up paying for it and all, and you know what I mean, taking care of the stuff. But they were trying to get out of that or whatever. But once I started, once I called the cops and filed a report, it got real, because I started, listen, you got to deal with these motherfuckers on their level. That's what you got to do. You got to deal with them like they gonna deal with you. Because if it had been me that took them damn chairs, she would have called the goddamn cops and filed a police report. That's exactly what the fuck I did. I filed the fucking police report and they paid that bill real quick. So, you know, so with her, I knew it was the reason why I saved that goddamn video. I knew it, because I was like, this is weird as fuck. I don't never do no shit like this. When I seen her slide in the office with her side nigga, I was like, what the fuck? First off, I don't even do. How do I? All right, sorry about that. I know she does not know that I have her, because right before she was supposed to be gone forever, at first she was like closing the door nice and normal. Then she starts slamming it. I'm like, oh. So there was no need. Why the fuck would you become why the fuck would you all of a sudden start being microaggressive? You know what I mean? I don't know why. I still don't know why, but it don't fucking matter. It's the microaggressions that got me sitting here like, what the fuck is that all about? You know what I mean? She was pumping her goddamn chest like, I ain't paying shit. That's what she was saying. I ain't paying shit, bitch. That's exactly what she was thinking in her mind. But now I'm gonna have to send this fucking video, because you gonna pay that fucking bill, bitch. You got me fucked up. You gonna try to play with me and then you trying to act dumb? No. I'm gonna send you a little picture, let you know, hey, what do you want me to do with your fucking content, bitch? I ain't gonna say it like that though. I'm gonna just say it real professional. I'm gonna be like, so I'll be like, so what would you like me to do with your remaining content? You have an option. You got a couple of options here. That's the thing. I can tell she plays the victim role too. So that's another one. That's the reason why I just need to. I'm gonna make it plain. Normally I would never even consider something like this, but you know what? Something told me to save that fucking video. Something told me, save this fucking video. And I know why today. All right, well that's that. I guess we've decided as a group. I'm gonna send her one more nice message. I'm gonna send her one more nice message first, just to kind of check the temperature one last time before I'm gonna send one more message. Hey, did you get such and such? I'm gonna be real nice. You right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be real nice about it, professional, all that. I'm gonna always be professional. Even when I send that screenshot to let you know I got something that you think I ain't got. And there ain't no way you gonna get it. Matter of fact, I probably should send this. Ooh, child, I'm telling you, it's unfortunate, but you got to meet them at their levels. I need you to understand me, ma'am. I need you to understand what I'm trying to say here today. Okay? Pay the fucking invoice. This don't make no sense that I'm over here laughing about this shit, because honestly, it's really fucked up. I hate this. But girl, bye. You're not about to microaggression the fuck out of me. And you're not about to pump your chest in my face either. Like you could just fuck me over for no reason. Like you could just play me. What? Okay. It's like I'm too good for people to be like that with me though. You know what I mean? Like I will communicate with you, talk with you, give you the opportunity to like I make deals with people, like, you know what I mean? So I'm too easy to get. I'm just too easy, especially the business. I'm too easy to get along with for you to treat me like that. It don't even make no sense. So, it don't sit well with me. Treat people how you want to be treated. All right, I'm done with that. Do you guys want to do some tarot, or do you want to talk about other stuff? Let's do some tarot. All right, let's get some tarot out. She looked at that voice and was like, I ain't paying you shit, bitch. I'm telling you, that's what she did. I'm telling you, that's exactly what she did. So I'm not paying this shit. And then she started playing the Victor role with her husband and shit. She was like, oh, she's charging me extra. I'm telling you, that's what she did. Matter of fact, I'm telling you, that's exactly what she did. So you know what I should probably also do is go get her lease and screen share. Take some screenshots of her lease, the lease clause that talks about the policy that we are referring to, just to make it plain, you know, just to make it clear. But I think ultimately a little snapshot of that, a little snapshot of certain things, I think that's going to straighten her right the fuck out, and she's going to pay that invoice immediately. She ain't going to waste no time. Trust me. I know that. Tired of people playing with me. And I don't know you from Adam? Ma'am, please. Listen, I don't know you from Adam, ma'am. What? The fact that you even have the audacity to behave that way after coming into the office, and there is potentially a possibility. Maybe she don't think that there's no possibility. She probably just thinks there's no possibility that anybody has any. Girl, you all loud and wrong, ma'am. You loud and fucking wrong. I got receipts, boo. Okay. Don't miss out on the love and regret yourself on it. Ain't gotta wake up to an empty bed. It's just a kid. Oh, me. Oh, let's ask. We're about to ask the cards. What the cards did. Come on, baby. Come through, Spirit. What should I do? What should I do, Spirit? Spirit said, don't let it go. Don't let it go. Don't let the shit come through in the cards, because it's over for these hoes. Yeah, this is my business. This is my business. So you're not about to play around with that either. Yeah. Alright, let me send this a couple places real quick. Maybe I'm the best fucking night of my life. Everything You know that the funny thing. This is crazy though. Like, here's the thing that I'm catching about stuff and about people in general. A lot of people lie about shit and lie about their lives. You know what? I can say, here's one thing I can really say. Even when I fucked up, I told my husband the truth. Even when I fucked up, I told the truth. And I know that a lot of people think that's stupid, and maybe it was stupid because maybe, I don't think it was stupid because you know why? Regardless of what's going on, I'm going to tell you the truth. If you don't want the truth, don't ask. But my husband can't say that I'm lying to him. Nobody will ever be able to take information to my husband that he has not already been privy to. So there's nobody in the world that has anything over my head that they can hold over my head. And I feel like for me, I would prefer to be in that place, in that position, than to feel like somebody can hold something over my head. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Maybe they have an open relationship. You know what I mean? They ain't got no fucking open relationship. Because why the fuck would she bring him to the office then? Or why the fuck would she hide it? I just feel like at the end of the day, it may not be the best logic for everybody, right? But for me, it works because nobody's ever going to be able to shock my husband with some information that he doesn't know. He knows. But I did notice with this situation that a lot of people, they lie. But why? You know what I mean? Like, if you out here, you know what I mean? You with somebody else. Why? Because they have polyamorous relationships, they got polyandrous relationships, they got polygamous relationships. There's all sorts of dynamics of relationships, especially today. But I guess most people are living the traditional lifestyle and haven't transitioned over to the polyamorous relationship or poly vibes or whatever. But the thing is, a lot of people, I won't say most, but I'll say a lot of people are actually living polyamorous relationships, or they're living kind of, not, I won't say polyamorous relationships because it's not open. So a lot of people are just cheating. But a lot of people are in relationships and they are also operating in other connections outside of those relationships too. The thing is, it's the lying part that, for me, it's the lying part, because the lying makes it cheating. That's what makes it cheating. It's not cheating if you and your partner are aware. You know what I mean? Like, if you're aware, you make your other partner's aware of what's going on, it therefore no longer is cheating. And it therefore also is no longer lying. So, okay, maybe you don't agree with the polyamorous, polyandrous, with the poly concept. Maybe you don't agree with that concept. But nobody's going to be able to tell you that if you decide that you want to explore, or if you decide that you want to date someone else, you know, it's not cheating. I'm not going to discuss that. That's honestly, I'm not polyamorous, by the way. I'm not poly, but I'm just kind of discussing something that come to mind, because it's the fact that she brought somebody to the office to be with to begin with, that really kind of, I didn't vibe with that at all anyway, like, to begin with. But then it's also the fact that that's not my business, honestly. That doesn't have anything to do with me. It just made me think about the fact that a lot of people cheat. That's what it made me think about. It's not about her. It's about the concept of cheating. It's about the concept of being dishonest with the people that you love. And my thing is, here's one of the reasons why I also would rather you just say you're in a poly relationship. Because what about your safety? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know that probably sounds crazy, but I concern more about my safety in those types of situations where you're being dishonest. If I'm being dishonest about where I am, if I had to be dishonest about where I was, because I'm cheating, that leaves me vulnerable to a lot of things. That leaves me vulnerable to where my husband could not, like, if something happened to me, he would know where I was. Like, what? Like, even if he didn't like after a point when we kind of did our separation thing or whatever, I was honest about where I was going, you know? So you could point on a map where I was, you know what I mean? She's right there. But I do that for my safety. So yeah, even when we were separated, you know, I'm like, I'm going to do this, but I'll be there, you know what I mean? You could point on a map where I'm at. I feel like that's just, it's a safety thing. So, like, I think that for me is the reason why I just can't vibe with the whole lying shit, the whole being dishonest part about it all, and the cheating part of it all. The lying makes it cheating, first off. I want to say that. But it's the lying part of it all that I can't vibe with, because then it becomes, not only is it, you know, cheating, okay, and lying, but then it's also, well, what if something happens to me and nobody knows where I'm at because I'm lying and cheating? So yeah, pretty sure I made my decision on that thing right there. Like, I'm not about to be lying about it. I'm not about to be lying about what I'm doing. And if I have to lie about what I'm doing, I don't want to do it. So I'm pretty clear that that's for sure how I will proceed in the future. I think now the only thing that I need to decide is, do I want to explore the polyamorous lifestyle? And if I do explore the polyamorous lifestyle, how do I want it to look and feel and go and all that stuff like that? So I don't have any I don't have any partners right now. I'm alone, which I'm okay with right now. So I don't even know how that would go, especially since, like, that would be weird. Wouldn't that be so weird? Like, I don't know how I feel about this, so I'm just thinking out loud, so don't, you know, don't go writing the Huffington Post and all. Just thinking out loud. God damn. But I just feel like, you know, I want to think about how I prefer or how I desire to live my life. And I want it to be open and honest. And I definitely know that. Like, I definitely know that I don't want to be cheating. No, I'm good on that. And I definitely know that I don't want to be lying about anything. No, I'm good about that. Because like I said, it's a safety thing. That's really important to me. My safety, I don't give a shit about nothing nobody else is saying. My safety is paramount. That's number one. So, what are y'all talking about? Like, what? Who said that? So the whole lying thing is a no. The whole cheating thing is a no because of the previous issue. So then therefore that means that because I am not interested in lying or cheating. First off, I'm not interested in cheating or lying. I'm not interested in either of those things. I never have been interested in either of those things. Yeah, both of those things are just a total turn off for me. It's just not, it's a no for me. So good. So I've decided on that. So then that means that moving forward in my life, I have to do what? I have to like tell people that I'm interested in poly. I don't even want to present my life like that, because here's the thing. I feel like there are some men out there that are just predatory. I'm sure there are men out there that are literally just predators, and they just want to, you know, yeah. So maybe, how do I do that then? This is crazy. This is also crazy. Oh, Mahogany, I'm sorry, babe. You've been talking. So you thinking about poly? Well, we got to it. So I get you late night thoughts. I thought about that too. But I seriously realized I just want honesty and openness and transparency. For real, raw honesty, even if it hurts. Right. Right. And that's what I'm talking about though. Like, you know, literally, I don't know what point of the conversation you came into though, but because like I was saying earlier, like, because I was talking about this tenant that I have, and she's trying to play me right now, and I got candid camera on her and her side dude, right? But it brought me to the broader conversation of so many people out there cheating and lying when, hey, have you guys heard about poly? Like, you know what I mean? Not to say that, excuse me, not to say that I'm like opening, like introducing that to anybody, or that I'm even in, I'm not polyamorous, by the way. But I see where it makes sense. You know what I mean? I see where poly makes sense. Literal sense. Like, I see where poly makes sense. But I also see where poly can be dangerous, because there are predators out there who literally have no real intention on being good people. You know what I mean? Like, because there's a faction of people out there that just, they'll use any part of any system just to get over in life, you know? So that's kind of like not what I'm thinking about. Like, when I'm talking about anything, it's open, honest, like all of, like, really like ironclad relationships, like ironclad building, like system building, ironclad like legacy building, on it, like ironclad like community building, like not no funky fake shit just for a nigga to look like he got, you know, I got the hose. This ain't about that, nigga. You want some fuck shit, get the fuck on. You're a fuck boy, go away. I'm talking about like on some real building shit, like we are building here. But a lot of people are not mature like that, you know? So that's where it's like, no, I don't know. I still, cause like the thing is, the reality is that, you know, I still, like, when it comes to the conversation or the topic, you still have to be open and willing and ready for your person to be with another person too, right? I don't think I'm closed off. I don't think I'm as closed off to that as a lot of people think that I should be, or think that I am, or whatever. I don't know. I don't want to say what I am, because I'm not sure. But I'm not afraid to explore. I'm not afraid to question. I'm not afraid to see about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not afraid to try something, or I'm not afraid to see what could occur or see what could happen out of something. But I'm not gonna pigeonhole myself into saying, oh, I'm this way or that way right now with this conversation because I don't know. You know, I don't know at all. I would be finding out. This would be like completely new stuff to me. This would be like completely new grounds. So let's see. Sinners is so good. Love the meaning behind it. I have not seen Sinners yet. So let's see here. So she says, even if it hurts, hey Angelus. So I just watched Sinners. Oh yeah, I didn't see it. But the problem is when men start to care about you, they lie more to protect your feelings usually. Okay, and I get that. I mean, I understand and I get that. And I think that that's where, so here's something that I did with me and Gino. I don't know how well it works, but with Gino, I ended up creating like what I called a safe space, right? And boy, he failed to like reciprocate the safe space. But he definitely took to having the safe space though. Like he definitely, the safe space. He definitely rode the wheels on that one. Now I do think that over the last, I don't know, maybe a year or so, I kind of got to a point where I was starting to get very kind of frustrated. And I started like, I don't know, just being a little angry over the last little bit, like maybe like the last year or so. A lot of that's come from because the communication, you know, when Gino's feeling some kind of way, he would just be rude and hurtful and this and that to me. And my thing is this: I can talk to you and tell you how I'm feeling and tell you the things that are going on with me without intentionally trying to hurt you in an antagonistic type of way. Or there's another way to explain this that I'm not totally finding the words for, but I'm not digging at you when I'm saying things, you know what I mean? And so, well, for the most part, because I did end up getting to the point where I did start digging at him because I felt like, you know, when your claws come out when you've been attacked so much, you got to fight back at some point. So I did feel like that was kind of how I was responding a little bit after a while. But I don't want that. I don't like that. I don't approve that. I don't agree with that. That's not communication. That's not good communication. That's not the way that relationships can flourish. Because if you're busy trying to hurt me in a conversation, then we cannot grow from that space. And if I'm busy trying to hurt you, then we cannot grow from that space. And ultimately, you know, we are here to experience life together. We're here to experience... Honey, that one doesn't work.
Oh, it don't?
No, you'll have to get this one.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So, you know, ultimately, like, look, and this is the thing, like, hey, listen, the truth. Okay, so since we're having such a transparent conversation, let's do it. Let's go all the way. So I was honest with Gino. Obviously it didn't feel good. Obviously he didn't like it, you know, but like I said, nobody can ever come and hold anything over his head because he knows, right? So that, I feel like, obviously it's hurtful, you know, and especially since the greater community of men still have this patriarchal mindset going on, and they still have this concept of it has to be a certain way and look a certain way. And so, you know, men fall into that too, you know? So I get it. It's a pride and ego thing. I get it. But when I went through my stuff, it was not like to get back at him because of what he did in the past. It was not to hurt him, although it did. And it was not to spite him, although he may have felt like that. I was going through something in my life that I didn't have any answers for. And that's just it, right? And so I went through with something. I was in a very vulnerable / peer space. And what that means is that I was very open with myself and allowing myself to see that where society tells us that, oh, you can't do this and this and this and this and this and this. But I had the desire to do that thing. And it wasn't a desire that was out of lust. It was a desire that was met out of some other experience, right? But I ended up at that point, right? So obviously, to most people, you're gonna look at it from the mundane side. You're gonna, not you specifically, but most people are gonna look at it from the mundane side. Most people are gonna look at it from the surface level side. Most people are gonna look at it from the lower level self. I am looking at this from a higher self, like from a higher perspective of myself, right? And yeah, I mean, ultimately what it has done has caused me to question how I have operated in my life, in my relationships, how I want to move forward to begin to operate in the future, and how things may change. So yeah, that's causing me to explore that. And the original reason why we got to this conversation was because I was just sitting here thinking about how, you know, people are dishonest about being with other people while they're in a relationship. But a lot of people are experiencing and expressing polyamorous desires, right? Without being able to fully express that openly, for fear of judgment, for fear of condemnment, and for fear of being casted out. And so here I am, I'm opening myself up to just explore the concept. And I've been kind of thinking about it, like it's been in the back of my mind for a while, but it was just, there was just never a space for that in my life. Well, unfortunately, Gino and I have like, well, I ended up, you know, moving out. And so now it's like, well, moving forward in my life, how do I want to proceed in my life? And so I have no partners right now. I'm all alone. I'm all alone. There's no one to be beside me. I'm not lonely though, by the way. I want to be clear. So now I'm kind of deciding, or just like figuring out, like, what do I want to do in my future? So I'm not sure how I will feel about the whole dynamic long term. I just know that I was not 100% for my whole entire life. I don't know what I'm going to say. I'm going to wait until I got the right words here. Okay, let me wait till got the right words to finish that off. So let's see. So, hi. My brother and his wife have been married for over 20 years and have always had an open relationship. That's wonderful for them. I don't want an open relationship, honestly. I think I would prefer it to be a polyamorous relationship with specific boundaries. You know what I mean? Like, I prefer to have specific boundaries. I don't want an open relationship. I think that's just a little bit too much going on there. Like, you know what I mean? But that's just me. I'm not judging other people who have that lifestyle. I just know for me, like, I would prefer. Hey, Shay. Oh, hey, honey. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know about the open part. It's the open part that I just like, that's a little bit too much philandering going on there. Right? It's too much philandering going on in here. But I have considered the poly part of it all, but I think I like the safety of, you know, like having, I think I like the safety of, I don't know, I think I want safety in my relationships. You know what I mean? Like, I think I love security and safety for sure. Yeah. think I'm because Mahogany, but Mahogany says, was it open on both sides? God damn it. Right. So I feel like poly, it's hard because it would be hard to find a woman with a pH that matches yours. I don't know. I think I'm have to look into all of those little things right there like that. Because the thing, here's what I'm like thinking, okay? Okay, so let me just tell you what I'm thinking, okay? So a lot of men, basically what we've been hearing in the general conversations, in the public, you know, collective conversations, is that all men cheat, right? I don't think that's the truth. I don't think that's true at all. And I don't think all women cheat and all men cheat. Because if I'm being honest with you, I did not want to engage another man until certain things happen. And it did not have to do with my husband. It wasn't any of that. It was a specific energy that I came across that I was interested in. Other than that, I was never interested in being with another person. Like, I never had like the inkling. It was never like a thing where I was interested at all in another person. That upsets my husband hearing that. Like, if my husband is listening right now, that would probably very much upset him, what I just said. But it's just the truth, right? Like, but ultimately, there was never a person that was like, that took my eye. There was, through most of our relationships. And when I say a long time, I mean a long time. We were I don't know, 12, 13 years in, you know what I mean? And even now, like, even still, like, I still never wanted to be, like, I still never wanted to leave my husband. It's like, what? Like, you're my guy. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you're still my guy. Like, like, what? You're still my guy. Like, what are we talking about? Like, why are you acting like, you know what I mean? So it was just, it was never, I didn't have that experience where I was just like out here wanting to be with somebody. No, I just never did. It was not an interest of me. It was not interesting to me at all to be with people, and all these men are just to cheat and none of that. No. So that's where I kind of got the concept or the wonder is like, does everybody in their relationship at some point have this? And I can't say everybody, because no, I don't agree that all men cheat or that all women cheat. Maybe everybody might be tempted by a specific experience. Maybe everybody may have the experience once, but see, this is the thing. Me and Gino have been married for 20 years. We've been together for 23 years, right? I never got bored with him. I think I got frustrated with certain things that were occurring, but I never got bored with Gino. So, like, when a lot of people talk about certain things, they're talking about things that I just don't relate to. Like, I just can't relate. I just can't relate, you know? And of course, some people might say, well, if you did this, then you did get bored. No, I didn't get bored. I actually just met another energy that I felt a different connection with, that I was like, what is that? And even then, I ran. I ran, and then somehow that connection found me, you know what I mean? Found me. And so, you know, that happened and all, but like, even with that situation or whatever, there still was never a life without Gino. Like, what are we talking about? Like, there still was no life without him. Like, what are we talking about? So, I don't know. It's strange now that I'm sitting here having this conversation about poly, and I don't know. Maybe I'll just be single. Maybe I'll just be single. Mahogany said, I don't like having my pH knocked off at the fuck all. That's what I was trying to say. A lot of people are in a relationship right now with somebody that's cheating. A lot of people are in a relationship right now with somebody that is cheating, okay? So this one, when you said the pH thing, it's like, oh, okay. Only because of that, right? So they have whatever rules they decided on. I think honesty and open communication in any situation like this is number one most important thing. Exactly, it has to be, right? Because now we're expanding the. Here's why that is so important. Comment, Yippee, thank you so much. Because now we're expanding the conversation of trust and the boundaries of trust, right? Now we're expanding the boundaries of what trust is and where the line of trust will have you, right? So now it's no longer, okay, just me and you. Now there are other people, but hey, listen, you know, I need to, you still have to be open about and communicating about like who you're involved with and where you're going to be and, you know what I mean, how you're feeling about these things, so that you're not putting me in a space where I am not a part of your experience. And I know you're probably like, well, how the hell do you know that and you haven't done dot 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 dot. I know at this point, based on like just my limited experiences with that type of environment, the honesty part of it all, yeah, it seems to suck when your partner can't deal. Like, yeah, it sucks when your partner is not here for it. But at the end of the day, there is still safety in that honesty, because you can't say that I lied to you. You know what happened, and it's just a matter of you liking it or not liking it, and then dealing with it in a mature way or not mature way. At this point now, it's just choices. Now you're just choosing how you're responding to this thing, to all of these things. So yeah, there's that. But it's expanding the boundaries of expanding the trust lines, you know. Yeah, there's that. So I don't know if I could do it. Me too, security and safety. So yes, mahogany, and only in a physical sense. So not entering relationship with others. So why you look so sad when you say maybe I'll just be single? It's not that bad. Well, the reason why I look so sad was because I hadn't imagined, I did not plan a life without Gino, right? And even though over the last maybe 5 weeks I have like been without Gino, now I'm starting to think about this long term, because of the fact that I may be willing to explore some things that he's not willing to explore, and that's fine, you know. I'm okay with that. But I didn't plan a life without Gino. So that's why. I didn't plan a life without Gino. It's that simple. Gino was my plan. And when I say that, I don't mean that in a way where it's like, what I mean this in the most pure, beautiful way. Like, I mean this in the most beautiful way. Like, I love him. And it's not the kind of love that I allow him to just do whatever he wants to do to me, or treat me any kind of way. No, absolutely not. It's not the kind of love that he can, you know, just ravage through me. No, it's not. It's not the kind of love where I forget who I am, as far as like when I recognize it. There was a time period when I did, but that's because at that time I wasn't really cognizant of those things. Even it doesn't matter. Like, I got to a point where I realized I've matured in certain ways, and I realized, okay, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, I'm not dealing with this, and I'm not dealing with that. But at the end of the fucking day, that was the man that I wanted to be with. That was the man that I expected to grow with, you know? Like, it's not a thing where I have to remain in that connection, in that relationship. I want to. I wanted to be with my husband. I wanted to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's what I wanted. You know what I mean? You think I didn't have options to be with other people that were in shape, that were this, that were that? Of course I did. Dudes basically were throwing themselves at me. I didn't realize it. Of course, I realized it today. I think I'm oblivious. Especially when it comes to the male population. Like, I'm oblivious to male flirtations. I'm oblivious to male interest in me. Like, unless you're like flat out, I want you. Like, it's like literally like I don't pick up on it a lot. Like, you gotta spell the shit out to me. It's the truth. But nah, that's my dude. Period. Like, that's it and that's all. That's my dude. So, like, that's that. But then there's other things too that I have to admit out loud, that I'm not fully ready to admit out loud, that I know he will not get down with. And the thing about it is, for a little while, I was willing to, like, go forward and live life in a way that just satisfied him and made him happy in this way. But then I realized, no, there are some things that I do realize for myself that I don't think that I'm willing to sacrifice or let go or get, you know what I mean? Like, there are some things that I'm not able to do for him, right? And he's not willing to accept those things. And I have to say, okay, you know, because it got to a point where it was getting very unhealthy and unsafe for both of us. And so I had to walk away. I had to walk away at that time and at that point. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay with walking away from the man that I chose to be with for my, you know, my life. When it becomes unsafe, unhealthy, unhappy, you know, all that good stuff. I was with my husband and we were happy for most of our relationship. Like, I enjoyed living in and being in unison with that man. I enjoyed living life with him. I had fun. Now, let me not confuse you guys. I don't want to confuse you and say that there weren't things and times that pissed me off. There weren't things and times that hurt. There weren't things and times that I did not like. Of course there were. But I woke up, it's so funny because he said this sometimes, but I woke up pretty much happy to be like happy to be with that man. You know what I mean? Like, I woke up there was a lot of time, majority of the time throughout our relationship, I woke up happy to be with him, happy to serve him, happy to love him, happy to do all sorts of things. And I wholeheartedly believe that he was the same way. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like we didn't experience a lot of, well, we only recently started experiencing that after he was, you know, after I did certain things that caused him, you know, to feel some kind of way. Only did we experience like the part of a relationship where you're like resenting each other. I had some things, you know, after, you know, because he did some stuff too. So when he did some stuff, yeah, I felt that shit too, bitch. I'm resenting you right now. I don't like you. I don't like this shit, right? But at the end of the day, I chose to be with the man that I was happy to be with. And I was happy to be with him the majority of the time. Of course, there's sometimes you don't like that, mother. Get the fuck out of my face. But it wasn't miserable. We were never miserable together. Until recently. We were never miserable together. It was just never a part of our relationship. It was just never a part of who we were. Of course we had fights. Of course we had fights. Of course we had moments where we just weren't happy. Of course I went through some shit and he went through some shit. And of course there were things that hurt me and stuff like that. But when I think about it and how I feel, I love him. And he loves me. and we care about each other. We don't just love each other, we also have a desire to do good by each other, you know what I mean? And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I didn't have to, that I wasn't in a miserable situation, you know? Now, the dynamics changed though, because I met somebody that I had a connection with that I never understood. I didn't understand it. And it's, yeah, you know, I met somebody that I had a different type of connection with, and Gino is not happy with it. But that's a part of me in my life that I explored in secret for a little bit, but I'm not willing to explore it in secret anymore. I'm not willing to be dishonest about it. So that's where I'm at now. You know, like, I'm not willing to be dishonest about how I feel. I'm not willing to hide it. I'm not willing to do that anymore. So, you know, that's why we have this conversation too about this whole poly stuff, because it caused me to think about it. You know what I mean? And here's the thing. I told Gino, like, I don't know, like 4 years ago. No, more than 4 years ago. I told Gino this a long time ago, like 7 years ago probably. My timing be so fucked up. But I said, you know what? I'm probably going to end up not with you or that person, because of the fact that most likely, you know, the whole concept of just nobody being able to, like, realistically be able to, like, move into an environment where there's an understanding that this is where we are, right? So I'm okay with that. If it means that I am going to be keeping it real with myself and honest with myself, and honest and keeping it real with everybody around me. And I think that bothers people. That bothers people, because it's like, so you're not willing to lie to keep this comfortable space? No. So you're not willing to lie to keep, you know, this man in your life? No. So you're just going to ruin this and ruin that, right? Like, this is how people outside of me are looking at this. And I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way. I see it as me remaining in my authenticity, which is important, but also allowing myself to expand and grow in whatever ways I need to expand and grow in, regardless of what other people think my growth and my expansion should look like. And it's more about that. It's more about my growth and my expansion in whatever ways it should be for me. Not what you or they or that person or some other world of people, all the worlds of people think it should be. But the way in which it will happen, and the way that it needs to happen for me. Because my growth may look different from yours, you know? And so now, you know, me having to, like, literally go either be completely single or potentially go and look for completely new partners, which I don't want to do. I don't even think that's on the table for real, because I'm not interested in anybody else. I'm not interested in nobody else. So there's that. So here I am, just having to, like, basically be single, which I'm okay with. I'm not tripping about it. But like I said, it wasn't my plan to, like, Gino, it wasn't in my plan to not have Gino in my life. And then when I understood that I had a different connection with somebody, it's not in my plan to lie about that. It's not in my plan to be dishonest about that. So I'm in a catch-22, as you can see. It looks like. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, goddamn, you in a tough spot, because them niggas ain't going for none of this shit, right? Of course they're not. But I'm here. You know what though? One thing that I think that I think one thing that continues to give me a smile and maybe hope is knowing that I think one thing that's going to give me a smile on my face is that I've experienced great love in life, you know? Like, I've experienced a connection with, you know, with my husband where it's like, this is my dude. What you mean? Like, this is my dude. And then I did end up having some other connection in life as well. So although the world is not ready for these types of things, and although the world is shunning these types of things, and in reality, we all have various different I don't know how to call it, but there's this lady, her name is they have the Progressive Love Academy, and I forget what her name is. It's not Tonya. Damn it, I forget what her name is, but they have a Progressive Love Academy, and she speaks about this, where she talks about there are different, like, almost like, they're not chakras, but she's basically saying that there are different like things that as a human you may want or desire, you know what I mean? And you know, she just talks about how you may have different needs basically, and you know, one person may not be able to meet them all, right? And that sounds some kind of way. First off, I want to be clear, me and Gino have never had issues when it comes to sexuality. Not once. No, okay, the not once part, no, not let's just take that out of just disregard that. We've never had that issue. That's not our issue. That's not our issue at all. It's never been our issue. Maybe there's been like certain things where it's like communication, for sure. We have to, that thing has to be completely overhauled. If we were to ever, like, anything, that thing would have to be completely overhauled, because I am not down with being rude and disrespectful to the person that I love. I am not down for trying to hurt you in order to get a rise out of you. I'm not interested in harming you. I'm not interested in putting you down. I'm not interested in doing those things. And if I feel the need to do those things, that means that I felt either that has been done to me, so, you know, too much, or I feel like I'm lashing out. I don't want to be put in a position where I feel like I need to or want to lash out at you. I'm not cool with that dynamic. That dynamic is not going to work for me. So I know for sure that if you feel like you need to, like, belittle me, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna be right. Like, I don't like that. That's not gonna work for me, because I'm not gonna want to do that to you. You know what I mean? Ultimately, when I love you, I want to treat you like I love you, which means that I want to nurture you. I don't want to care for you, and I want you to feel safe to say how you feel and the things that you're thinking about and stuff like that, without trying to shame you or belittle you or any of that. Like, you know, like, I don't want to deal with that. So that's something that I know for sure. I'm just exploring, like, all sorts of things. You know what I mean? I'm exploring how I want to proceed in relationships moving forward. I'm exploring if I want to open myself up to the concept of polyamory. But also I am, you know, fine-tuning some things that I liked and disliked within my relationship with Gino. So, like, for instance, you know, There's always been a very strong loyalty between me and Gino. The loyalty is exactly, I need that in my life. With anybody that I'm with, loyalty, it has to be a part of the equation. The honesty factor, I appreciate that, but not the honesty just to say shit just to hurt your feelings though. The honesty where there's care and not cruelty, right? I'm not being honest to be cruel to you. I'm being honest because I love and care for you, and I need you to know that there's transparency. Rather, the better word is transparency. Transparency. So I need transparency in the connection, for sure. What else is there? I need a space where I can expand and grow in whatever directions I need to, and I have the support, safety, and security to do so without being judged or any of those things. So these are some of the things that I will be exploring in future relationships, that I may have or may not have or whatever. Like, I'm not, honestly, I don't feel pressed about it. You know, I had a decent relationship with Gino. Me and Gino had a decent enough relationship where I could potentially be single for the rest of my life and not feel any kind of way about it. That wasn't my plan, obviously, but I don't think that I feel like what I'm trying to say is that I've kind of done or experienced some of the things that I would have want to experience as it relates to a relationship. Now, there's more that I would like to expand on. There's more that I would like to grow in. There's more that I would like to explore and learn and all that, but I feel like if I have to come and do this thing again and start over in the next lifetime to be able to like explore some of these things, which I don't think I have to, if I'm being honest with you. I do feel that this lifetime I'm going to experience a lot of those things that we've discussed. It's just a matter of how, who, stuff like that, like who, what, when, where, how type vibes. But anyway, you know, one of the things that I've noticed in the collective is that because there's such a desire to keep a grip on the expansion of the collective community, there's been a lot of condemning, there's been a lot of belittling, there's been a lot of shaming going on. And these conditioning, these are programs, these are things that program you to not be able to explore your greater self. You cannot grow further and expand further if you feel shamed, or if you feel fearful of being judged, or if you feel fearful of being condemned for just simply wanting to understand something different or expand in a new way. And so I rebuke that. I refuse that. I refuse to allow that to stop me from my growth. Which is one of the reasons why I'm no longer in my relationship with Gino, because he couldn't understand that too. And that's also another reason why the person that I was that I have this other connection with, that's another reason too why because if you feel that you want to belittle me, then you don't give me the safe space to grow in a way that I need to grow. And I might grow at a faster pace than you, period. I'm pretty sure I do grow at a faster pace than you, period. So, and I'm not trying to be funny or mean about it. It's just the reality. So if I can't have a safe space with the person that I love and the person that's supposed to love me too, then where the fuck am I going to get that safe space? There's no other place where you get a fucking safe space than the person that loves you. Or you. So I'm going to have to create my own fucking safe space. And my own fucking safe space says, If you're judging me, belittling me, trying to make me feel bad because I am naturally exploring myself and exploring life, then get the fuck on. And that's sad because I love you, but nope, you're not going to do it to me because I ain't going to do it to you. So that sucks, but it is life, and it's going to have to be fine. Because I rebuke that. I rebuke somebody trying to make me feel like I'm less than because I am a human and I want to explore what the fuck being a human actually means. No, I'm not doing that. So, damn. So, with that being the case, with that being said, yeah, there are going to be some days where I'm going to have to be by myself in my garden, you know, growing my weed, smoking my weed, selling my weed, you know what I mean? Like, there are going to be some days where I am just me and me, you know, me and me. And I have to be okay with that because nobody's allowed to come into my garden and destroy my garden. No, you cannot come in my garden and stomp on my fucking plants, on my fucking food. You can't stomp on my food because that's how I'm going to ensure that I have a healthy mind, body, soul, right? And what I mean by food is if there's something that I need to grow and to expand further for my soul's growth, you're not allowed to come and say no and stomp on my soul's growth. No, you're not allowed to do that. And if that's something that you feel that you should be able to do, well, damn. Looks like I don't need you around. And that's a hard pill to swallow. You know, a lot of people aren't going to want to accept that or receive that, and that's fine. I respect that you don't, you know what I mean? I respect that. I respect that, you know, like, I'm already clear that the polyamorous concept is not, those two people are not interested in that concept. Okay, damn, that sucks. But that's fine. I'm just going to have to go somewhere else, you know? But I'm not interested in that though. Like in reality, I'm not interested in going somewhere else. But I'm also not interested in being dishonest about how I'm operating in my life. So that's where it's like, oof, damn, oof, right? But it is what it is, you know? Like, it is what it is. So here we are, talking about it on the internet. So there's that, guys. That is that's a lot of transparency that I gave in this video. All from a conversation on deciding on whether or not we're gonna try to blackmail somebody. I don't want to do that. So I think I'm just gonna reach out to her and say, hey, listen, you know, we had that conversation, blah, 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 boop, 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 and just hope that she's gonna do the right thing. But I do have, you know, I do have some receipts in my back pocket if I need to pull them out, but I'm hoping that she doesn't even make me do that. Hopefully she just, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot, blah, blah. And you know what I mean? Does what she has to do, and then we can both move on with our lives. But, you know, sometimes people just, they don't want to do the right thing, okay? I'm hoping that she does the right thing, but the good thing about this conversation is that it helped me to kind of realize and accept and open up to some things that I've been needing to kind of open up to for myself. And, you know, like I said, I have been noticing that there are a lot of people who are condemning and you know, being belittling and what is it when you know, try to make a woman feel less than or whatever. I've been noticing a lot of the shaming. I've been noticing a lot of that in the general collective, but my perspective of it is that is so that you cannot continue to expand and grow in certain ways. But that does not help the collective. I'm saying this very openly and very honestly. It does not help the collective, because it just doesn't. If something is stopping your growth, your evolution, your evolvement, your expansion, is that helpful? It's not. It's just not. It's just not. I'm sure that, you know, that both of those gentlemen will, you know, make some beautiful woman happy, you know. And I'm okay to move forward in my life, but I'm not okay to be dishonest about it. I'm not okay to be shamed for it. Nope, not interested in that. So there's that. I want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We've discussed quite a bit. Oh, hold on. Oh no, I missed some comments. So, oh, I understand. Hold on. What you mean when you say you love him? It's unconditional and healthy. It is unconditional. It became unhealthy. And so, you know, that's where we've been, but it is because of all of this. Obviously, he just, you know, he's not open to the concept, and I'm okay. I understand that. Like, I respect that you feel how you feel. I respect that you are like, no. Like, I totally respect it, which is fine. But also, you know, I just hope that he can also see that I've been clear with you and I've been honest with you. And hopefully he can respect that too one day. You know, hopefully one day he can respect that too. Because I'm not going to lie to you about it. And you don't like that. And that's fine. But no. Because that's just not who I am. That's not a part of my archetype. That's not a part of who I'm trying to become, or what I'm trying to be, or what I'm trying to do in my life. You know? The transparency. The word transparency is the exact perfect right word. Transparency is in this concept is better than honesty. Transparency is a better describer. You know, it's a better way to describe. So I want to leave myself with this thought and go off into my brain and my personal time and just kind of think about them all over and really just decide what life will look like for me, what I want to explore. Because right now, I mean, in this video, I really have I've done a lot of thinking out loud, and I'm sure in future videos I will do also a lot of thinking out loud and just a lot of deciding for my future, a lot of thinking out loud, because, you know, sometimes you come up with a concept, like, I will say this, like maybe like a year, two years ago, maybe I was thinking about poly, and then all of a sudden I just like closed down to it. I was just like, right? And now I'm considering it again. I don't know that I'm considering it for myself. And like I said, if I did, it would be in very specific ways. Like, I'm not interested in open relationships. It would be in a very specific way. I'm not interested in being swingers. I'm not interested in being in an open relationship. Like, I'm interested more so in like a relationship dynamic, you know? So in a relationship capacity. And that's pretty much how I've pretty much always been. Like, I've always been like in a relationship with somebody. And of course there was times where I wasn't in a relationship, but what I'm saying is, if I was kicking it with a dude, we ended up in a relationship. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. If I was, you know, talking to somebody, we most likely was in a relationship, you know, at some point. And I'm okay with operating in that manner. I'm okay with operating in that manner because that's what I appreciate. That's what I like. I'm not, but I'm also okay with being single too. I'm okay with being alone by myself. I don't find it lonely. I find it interesting to just, you know, flow and bop around in life and stuff like that too. So, you know, I will continue on with these thoughts and just exploring myself, exploring my own concept. The thing is, sometimes you don't even have to really truly do something in order to think about it openly, think about it in a space where you don't feel like you're condemned with it, but it still can expand you. Like you can still expand from a concept, even if you don't like explore it in the physical life, in the physical realm. Although in some way I do feel that I may in the physical life experience, you know, some of what we have been discussing potentially, but I still, because I still haven't fully settled in on the concept of poly. I still have not settled in on the concept of poly as a whole. So that's a whole new can of whoop ass. And then also the dynamic of, you know, my most recent relationship versus the dynamic of future relationships is it's a complete shift. It's like a complete shift. So that's something that I have to like transition myself for. I have to like prepare myself for mentally and emotionally. And so, you know, it could be years. It could be years before anything actually goes down, but I'm not going to condition myself to fit someone else's narrative anymore. You know, I am open to explore whatever reaches my mind and heart, that whatever I'm comfortable with. I'm not interested in making myself smaller to make other people feel big enough. I'm not interested in doing that. I'm not interested in dimming my light so that other people feel like they can shine brighter. I mean, at the end of the day, you're gonna shine as bright as you can shine, and you're gonna have to do it with my shine being just as shiny as it can be. So, you know, there's just a lot to think about and a lot to shift into, because, you know, these are some, from where I'm coming from, these are like groundbreaking concepts. These are like, whoa, what we talk about. Like, this is a completely different lifestyle, a completely different lifestyle that I have not fully prepared for. I have not even partially prepared for. I've mentally kind of been preparing for it a little bit, and I've been learning about it and everything, and maybe emotionally as well, and maybe to some degree I've a little bit kind of, maybe just a little bit, I've kind of been preparing for, but I'm just gonna be open to experiencing life to the fullest for myself. And we'll leave it there. And I think that if I put it there and leave it there, then that will allow for whatever it is that I need to experience in this life. Okay, I'm done rambling and going on and 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 on. I do want to thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Hopefully you have had a wonderful, beautiful day. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell so you can get notifications when I upload new videos, and smash the like button. And I will see you definitely in the next video.